AI is a hot topic at the moment, and it is quite a debate on whether it is very evil and should not be used at all, or whether it's the next best thing since sliced bread. Regardless, in a recent discussion with fellow LARPers on the topic of AI, we were starting to wonder, can AIs be used in creative writing in LARP? So without further ado, let's get prompting. Today I'll be using a text generating AI called ChatGPT. This is released by OpenAI. ChatGPT is a chatbot style AI, so it works best if you give it conversational style prompts. And it can also take into consideration messages and prompts from earlier into the conversation. So the question is, what shall I input? You know what? Let's make sure it actually knows what it's talking about. Well, that's pretty good. It does know what LARP is. It's quite similar to how I'd explain it myself. So now let's see if it can actually write a LARP. Let's just start pretty generic. Sure, sounds like a pretty decent fantasy LARP, but it still feels a bit generic. And I mean, we can let this chatbot do anything, so you know what? Yep, I mean, pretty decent. This again sounds like a LARP that could be played somewhere. And in a way, I think it's pretty useful like that. You can just keep sparring with it, adding and taking off things that you don't like. Eventually probably end up with a pretty good LARP prompt. This story with the fantasy and the aliens, it's still a bit generic. I also have a feeling the chatbot might work better if you put in a super detailed suggestion. Or maybe something way more out of the box. So how about... Sure, I'd play that. It does look pretty fun, but if you look at it and compare it to the previous ones, it is getting a bit repetitive. I mean, it's the same sentence structure, just with substituted words. But in a way, I mean, that is what AIs are. They look at things they've learned and seen before and just apply it to a next question. So that it just substitutes words isn't a big surprise to me. But in this case, I'm also curious. Is it because the way that we've set up this chat, that it replies with the same sentence structure every time because that's what it has learned in this chat? So let's open a new chat and put in something more detailed. Okay, that's definitely a longer piece of text, but I do think it works better this way. I mean, with all the detail and everything. And some of these concepts are super cool and I would love to play with them. Okay, granted. I do love me a lot of what it means to be human and the boundaries of that. So this was an easy score for the chatbot. Let's see, what can we add to this? How about we make it even weirder? I'm going to be honest, this answer I did not expect. So far, and also in some trials I did before recording this video, it just took the prompt I had asked of it previously, so the original LARP idea, and just inserted cyberpunk into it. This time it did not repeat the prompt back to me with just cyberpunk added. No, it came up with entirely different suggestions that you can insert yourself into the LARP idea above. That's interesting, and I actually really like the ideas that it gave me. I mean, they are stereotypical cyberpunk ideas, but these are ideas that you could definitely insert into the prompt above it. That also shows a way in which you can use these AIs for LARP writing. I mean, these AIs are pretty much just a rubber ducky that also talks back. I mean, I also suddenly got ideas of what if we add this and what if we can take out this. It's definitely a good brainstorming tool, and I mean, in the end, I am still the one writing the LARP. I can just use it to generate ideas. Take the ones I like and insert it into the LARP concept I already have. Do I think it can write an entire LARP setting on its own? No, I don't think it will be used for that. But to be honest, every LARP probably starts with the idea of that prompt and concept. I mean, don't all the LARPs start because someone just makes a random suggestion? Other people say, I'd like to LARP that, and then the concept starts being developed into a full LARP. And I think that is something that at least this AI could be used for the refining and adding process of fleshing out the initial idea that you had. If at any part of writing your LARP you are stuck, you can just throw in the ideas you already have and see if what it returns makes your own ideas start to flow again. In that way again, using it as a rubber ducky. And in a way, I am already surprised by how long and coherent the paragraphs are that it returns. So far, the AIs I've seen either gave back very short paragraphs, or they were not coherent and very quick to repeat everything, quicker than this one at least. You know what? Let's put in one more. Let's see how weird we can get this. I guess you put weird stuff in, you get weird stuff out. I am not going to agree with every one of these challenges, but other than that, I would like to play this. Do tell me in the comments which of these characters you would like to play. Also, I guess that's pretty much enough of it. And what better way to let the subject do the metaphorical talking? Yep, that works. See you guys next time.